on behalf of Innominds, first of all, we congratulate the Clavin team for pulling off and starting a very good virtual event. Thank you for that. Thank you for that opportunity. While there was an introduction about Sai and myself, I would also like to introduce two of my technical leaders, Anu and Karthik, who deserve all the introductions that they need, because they're the ones who've really put together what we call iHarmony AI that we are launching as an AI-driven QE platform. So Karthik and Anu, thanks for being there, and Sai, of course. So let me sort of spend the next 9 odd minutes talking a little bit about what we believe is the future of quality engineering. Before that, Sai, can we play the video that we've just wanted to have this shared with all of you? Possible?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you for playing that, Sai. I just thought, for at least all of us joining at about 11:30 in the night, we could get going with the metal music that'll keep us spirits live. That said, Sai, we can bring up the presentation. I would spend a minute maybe introducing Sai more than myself. Sai is a global acclaimed quality engineering leader. More than 2 decades of experience driving in software quality engineering and transformation programs. Me and Sai go a long way together as colleagues, but I keep counting the number of customers Sai would have met and interacted. More than 350 plus, I can tell that confidently, across 10 plus countries, 4 plus continents. He would have personally hired and groomed maybe close to 3,000 quality engineering professionals across. We were just pulling each other's leg. He just joined the virtual table and we bumped into the next acquaintance of him. So that's with him, 2 decades of quality engineering experience. He drives our QE practice at Innominds. And then I'm always excited to share DIAs with him, which we have done globally. And today on this virtual platform, it's even more exciting. A little bit about myself. Diverse technology companies, diverse organizations have been at the forefront of driving in technology integrated marketing programs, helping brands position as leading vendors into Magic Quadrants and Forrester Waves. But what I enjoy is working with engineers, be it AI-driven product development or the next generation quality engineering. As a technology marketer, I think in the world of digital, it gives us an immense opportunity to make a meaningful impact while we communicate what we do and the value proposition that we bring in. That's about ourselves. Let me talk a little bit about Innominds. While you got a glimpse of that in the video that we played, but our endeavor is to power the digital next initiatives of global companies. So when I mean global companies, we work with leading independent software vendors, product organizations, OEMs and ODMs of global repute and large enterprises in terms of championing what I call their digital next initiatives in 3 areas of relentless focus that we bring to the market. Number 1, we build full cycle software products with a deep integrated cloud focus. Number 2, we are very good at building IoT devices from the ground up. It could be sensors, it could be wireless gateways, it could be asset tracking devices, it could be medtech digital twins. We've been doing all of that. And area number 3, we are an AI-driven organization, truly applying the power of data, insights, and cognitive analytics. But what is common for all of these 3 is our impeccable focus on ensuring software quality comes in at the center bed of all of this, which means that whether I'm building a next generation SaaS product or a security product line for the acclaimed product companies of the world, or if I'm bringing a low-powered NB-IoT powered device or a 5G enabled SD-WAN sort of a solution, or if I'm sort of building and powering the world's second largest trade exchange with data engineering capabilities, we sort of have capabilities to test that, to automate that, to verify that, to validate that. And needless to say, it could mean we help companies transform their applications, their end user experiences. We help SaaSify those, put them on cloud, and make sure they are secure, robust, reliable, scalable. So again, I repeat, while for all of this to happen, as an integrated product engineering player, we bring in a device apps and analytics capability, and which kind of wraps around into what we call a chip to cloud and cognition offering landscape. And what we are known for is to make sure these applications, these products, and these analytics and data-driven solutions work first time right. And that's what today we're going to share some insights in terms of a quality engineering practice. And needless to say, we embrace agility and DevOps. We help companies do continuous engineering and transform their business experiences. As an organization, we spread, globally headquartered in Silicon Valley, about 1,350 plus people as we continue to grow. And over the last 18 plus years of our existence, we've done about 100 plus products for customers, releases countless quarter after quarter, which goes to show the impeccable design thinking, the penchant to excellence in product engineering, which also means that many of those applications, many of those devices, a lot of those software products for Fortune 50 companies, global tier 1 ISVs, rated and ranked by Gartners and Forresters, we've ensured that those applications and products are well tested, well automated before they hit their markets, which also means our customers achieve impeccable market leadership working with Innominds. And across North America, India, and Europe, today we count about 50 plus active customers, some of the best names in the business. We take pride in helping them. So that's a corporate snapshot of Innominds. Sai, can we move to the next slide?
Yeah.
Well, in a nutshell, with Innominds, customers can transform. We work with them to create surreal user experiences, which could mean next generation interfaces that we design. We engineer connected devices for the IoT era, which could mean we would be working anywhere between a smart automotive and electric vehicle platform, an asset tracking gateway, or a telematics device. And more importantly, we are known for building cutting-edge software products for the digital era, which could mean products that can withstand millions of transactions, products that are SaaSified, products which have deep-rooted OpenStack cloud-native applications and things like that. And in the process, we are an AI-first organization. At least for the last 6 years, we've been at the forefront of applying deep-rooted insights from AI, machine learning. It could mean deep neural networks and computer vision. We've done a lot of that. And our data science practice sorts of positions us to help companies stay ahead in the cognitive era. What it also means is modern day applications, cloud native applications, we help them SaaSify, we help them modernize, we kind of make their interfaces richer. And then at the end of the day, secure applications is something that we promise, but more importantly, none of this is possible without promising software quality. Whether it's a device, whether it's an application or a product, quality comes first in whatever Innominds does. Sai, can you just move now? Yeah. And of course, over the period of time, that has garnered significant amount of analyst recognitions to us as an organization. Gartner and Forrester and Everest and IDC continue to review and rank Innominds for its technology prowess. And more importantly, what it also goes to show, the consistent ascent in the brand mind share that Innominds is building as a preferred digital product engineering partner that global companies are looking out for today. So recently, for example, 451 Research, the division of Standard & Poor's, positioned us as a design house capable of developing next generation software products, enterprise applications, and IoT devices. Gartner is talking about our distributed ledger technology competency. Everest is talking about our whole product engineering pedigree, and so on and so forth. So it also goes to show, as a digital technology player, we are at the forefront of technology, which goes with our mission to unlock the digital future for global companies. And none of that is possible without our impeccable focus on quality engineering, which is what is going to be spoken about the rest of the keynote that we put together today, and more so some perspectives around what we see as the trends, and then where is the industry heading. Sai, can we move ahead a little bit? Well, with the August audience that we have here, most of this would have been something that every one of you would have read, but I just thought it's very important for us to recap what's happening in our industry, right? So Gartner predicts the fact that 2021, with just a month away, intelligent automation would generate an additional 20% savings as against what's achievable today. And in my view, that's going to significantly increase, considering what happened with the pandemic, when companies are going remote first, when the companies are going cloud first and contactless. It's about the next generation applications, which I call the AI infused applications, which will be at the forefront of what you get to use, which means that it also means the applications have to be delivered faster, more faster than ever, which I don't need to emphasize for all the quality engineering audience that are out here. But the point is, what sort of techniques that you're going to adopt, how is that the new age speed without compromising quality is possible in what I call the AI era, the cognitive era, right? Which means that the DevOps initiatives have to be well orchestrated, continuous engineering have to be thought through, and testing can never be an afterthought, which means that you got to strike a balance between the extreme left that you do, which is the conventional shift left, but the economy and the generation is moved towards shift right, the experience testing, what happens at the insight of a customer. And that's what we are looking at. And that's what makes me even more excited as technology-driven marketer to see where the industry is heading. Sai, can we move to the next one? Well, Forrester, sort of talks about what the era of AI-infused applications. So let me spend a minute here. It could mean that it could be a next generational voice interface, right? Today, for example, I know an organization which can just do a JavaScript widget that can do voice conversational interface for your existing enterprise applications. We are talking about the color sensing sensor applications. We are talking about 3D printing applications. We're talking about autonomous driving. These are all AI-infused applications, and I don't need to explain the use cases around what predictive, prescriptive, descriptive analytics could do to enterprise applications in terms of hyper-personalizing end-user experiences. What does all that mean? All of that means to a singular notion that it's just not about using AI in testing. It's also about making sure test those intelligent applications, and you got to be intelligent enough, sensitive enough, cognizant enough to understand the components of those AI-infused applications, which means today, in my word, the modern day quality engineer should have the curiosity to be intelligent enough, to be smart enough to beat the application, to understand the nuances of an NLP, to understand the nuances of a speech learning engine, to understand the nuances of a conversational AI engine, or it could be integrating, IoT applications which are hyper intelligent. And that's where we should all prepare for the art of what is possible, what is easy, and what is hard, which means that delivery leaders should have, the sensitivity to look at the type of team compositions you need to have. Should you have a data scientist inside your QE team? Could be a question that you might want to answer. Should you have a cognitive application engineer inside your QE team that you might want to think about? Do you want to have, DevSecOps as an integral part of the whole thing? And when you bundle all of that, right, what I wanted to sound off is this again, it's not about just using AI in testing, but it's about living in the era where intelligent applications, intelligent businesses, intelligent enterprises becoming a seamless reality. And that's what we call powering the digital next. In that sense, I think the modern day applications, the modern day tools, the modern day frameworks, the future ready technologies that you need to imbibe are some of the insights that Sai is going to cover. And just at Innominds, our partner strategy in that sense is pretty much AI driven as well. Some of those latest technologies and tools that we've chosen to partner, whether for enterprise applications, data applications, a lot of them today are scriptless. A lot of them today are NLP driven. And that said, we also believe that the functional test automation, the non-AI driven test automation still has its own place, but then it got to be a smart confluence of both those strategies. This is overall, I think, at any given point of time today, we've done about cutting edge work for quality engineering with about 75 odd customers in Innominds, and today with the 60 active customers, most of these companies, I can tell the top 10 Gartner Magic Quadrant rated products in different technologies, we count them as a customers. What we are seeing them is strategic test automation investments, AI-driven test automation investments, intelligent automation investments. That's what is commonly coming across, and I'm sure we are here to learn from all of you. I look forward to have rich interactions for the next 2 days. And once again, it's my privilege to be doing this opening keynote on behalf of Innominds, and let me welcome Sai to take over from here. Sai, over to you.
Hey, thank you, Sairam. Can you hear me?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you for setting up the stage for the rest of the topic. Hello, everyone all over the world, East and West. So next 25 minutes, myself and my iHarmony, my AI platform architect, will spend time, about 15 minutes, in going through what type of problems today we are solving at Innominds, which includes product engineering companies, product engineering teams for the enterprises, many startups, emerging companies. I will go through the type of problems that we are solving, and what compelled us to embark on a mission to introduce AI in the quality engineering, and type of problems that we are solving through this platform, and what we see as the disruption that is coming up in the future of quality engineering. So this is the quick snapshot of the portfolio that I support at Innominds. It's organized by type of problems that I'm solving, or the type of companies that I'm working with, and the type of trends that we are seeing emerging in the industry. About half of the work that I support today happens to be with working with the product engineering teams in the enterprises, and also product engineering companies itself. Obviously, the stakeholders in this segment has a deep desire and deep need for continuous releases, and decreasing amount of time that is spent in the release cycles, while ensuring significant test coverage. Given that continuous delivery and deployment is a new mantra and it has become significantly mainstream, there is a need for automating early and automating often, automating all through the production support, and so there is a deep desire for reducing the release cycle time significantly. So that is the reason. So we significantly started, building innovation in automation, and using intelligent automation systems to provide both functional test automation, performance engineering test automation, and automate as much as possible. So that's how AI has come into the picture over the last 18 months to introduce scriptless automation, or automated script generation itself. Half of the work happens to be in the space of intelligent test automation, and we do a lot of work in supporting enterprise application testing. So all the top 10 suspects that you can think of, I support comprehensive end-to-end automation for SAP, Infor, MS Dynamics, NetSuite, Salesforce, ServiceNow, all the names that you can think of. And the third significant work we do that I have not seen this kind of a thought leadership out there is in the IoT connected devices space. We achieved significant amount of automation in the embedded testing also. That's another platform that we call iHarmony Embed, which is not scope of this today's presentation, but today we will spend time on what is AI-led quality engineering platform and what type of problems that is solving today. So this is a quick snapshot of what we have seen the trends in the last 3 to 5 years. On the left side, this is I call cycle ascent. These are the trends that are emerging, and on the right side, trends that are descending, which does not mean that it's stopped using, but it's heavily industrialized and commoditized, Selenium-based automation, QTP-based automation, significant maturity achieved in mobile automation, API type of automation, headless automation, and multi-tier automation. This is very well matured. All the companies that I work with, so they have significant number of teams that have matured in terms of frameworks which supports certain degree of end-to-end automation. But what I see, that trend that's significantly emerging and customers asking for help is full life cycle automation and in-sprint automation, because continuous deployment is the need, and automation seamlessly integrated in DevOps, we call dev test ops, and non-engineering automation too, which is building automated bots for robotic process automation, and most importantly, AI-led automation to generate enough test cases, a large volume of test cases with a lean test engineering team. This is the trend significantly emerging, and we embraced need for introducing AI because of that, and also because of the type of the problems that we see in the space. So this is what I see the current challenges in the space of the test automation. You see the amount of time that is given in general for testing, or in general for automating the testing, is decreasing significantly. You see many situations where releases are happening in a few weeks, or sometimes few minutes also, right? So and while it's the test cycle time is getting short, the technical complexity of the application stack under testing is increasing significantly. Test automation effort is taking too long, and there is a never-ending need for continuous testing. And test automation current frameworks or current type of approach that we have does not automate several of the critical tasks, yet still good amount of manual testing has to be leveraged, and the testing needs are a lot higher than the budget. So all of this resulted in embracing AI-driven approach to the certain extent, so that we can achieve significant speed to reduce the overall test life cycles. And so this is the highlights of the platform. Obviously the traditional automation has the challenges that I just mentioned. So what we are trying to achieve with iHarmony is deliver 10x speed compared to traditional automation based on Selenium or other tools out there, and leverage certain degree of artificial intelligence, and while giving the ability to execute generate a lot of automated scripts with a lean team, and give autonomous testing capabilities, and single platform to support varieties of situation out there, whether it's a web app or a API based automation need, or mobile application automation, or desktop, or certain degree of legacy application. And most important request or frustration that I see in the space is a never-ending number of UI changes or application changes that are happening, which is making most of our test automation scripts obsolete rapidly. So is there a way to achieve true self-healing of automation scripts while any any changes happening in the applications? How can I regenerate these scripts with a lean effort or almost no effort? So that's one of the popular feature everybody's asking for, and that's we are able to implement in the iHarmony. And also there are additional features that I will go through. If I summarize, you will see whatever I'm talking today. So I'm sure everybody's eager to see the demo, and is it really true what we are saying? Can you do that? So the iHarmony key components are ability to achieve autonomous testing, which means generate automated scripts with minimal effort, sometimes no effort, based on the type of application under the context, and provide self-healing of the automated scripts, ability to support multiple platforms, and ability to execute these scripts at the runtime right now, or schedule it at a later time of the day, or based on the certain event. and ability to leverage service virtualization and integrate with the test data tools out there, so that you are able to get realistic, user-centric runtime data, which is obfuscated if required, and ability to capture application snapshots every step or steps which are failing. And obviously, you need a CI/CD integration, right? So that when something is changing, there is an ability to trigger automation run. And also, you need an executive dashboard which gives interesting go no go analytics, and certain levels of analytics also can be generated. So these are the features of the iHarmony in the roadmap. So we have plans to introduce a generation of automated scenarios for performance test scenarios, or scenarios which can do application scan and give a vulnerability report too. So these are the features of iHarmony. So there are about 40 features. I'm listing some of the most relevant and interesting one for the audience here, which is autonomous testing, self-healing, and ability to automate Unix, DOS, or legacy application and mainframes, and record and playback feature if that is the need in certain situations. Support web services testing, and support Selenium integration, so that all the work that is already done can be leveraged to import scripts and libraries, and integration with Micro Focus ALM supports Python Groovy scripting, and integrates with some of the CI/CD tools, supports TDD and BDD modeling via integration with Cucumber and Jerkin out there, and also interacts with various DBs and also test data tools for runtime data integration. And there are certain plugins that can be integrated that is continuously evolving, and supports scenario-based automation, and multiple members in the project team can use it and seamlessly access it. And also it provides end-to-end reporting snapshots, like I said earlier. So what you see on the last 4 items are the wish list, and that we are implementing in the coming quarters. And we will demonstrate some of the key features of what I mentioned in the top 10 items in the next 10 minutes. Anu from my team will play a recorded session from this morning. Instead of doing the live demo, we will do the video demo, so that we can finish it in 10 minutes. And so this is the snapshot of what we are planning to achieve. We want to integrate security testing using some of the open source solutions out there, and integrate with iHarmony, so that we can do an application scan and give a CVV formatted comprehensive vulnerability report, and identify OAS published at least top 5 to 10 vulnerabilities and threats, and also support Mac OS, which is not supported yet. And by the end of the next year, we want to introduce performance testing also, so that this platform can generate autonomous scenarios which can do certain levels of performance testing. Analytics can be generated, and also self-orchestrated test data management, also something that we are wishing. And at the end, we also want to evolve continuously in terms of adding advanced features based on the wish list from our customers. And so this is the next 15 minutes. We will spend time on the demonstration of the platform, and Anu from my team will go through the demo brief, what is that we are demonstrating, and what type of features that are being highlighted. Post this session, we will give you the access to the video and also the PPT, and ways for you guys to reach us out for any specific proof of concepts or and deep dive sessions on this platform. Anu, are you able to hear?
Yes, Sai.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sai. Hi, everyone. So before we show you what we have built with our iHarmony platform, this is the application that will be going through in today's session. For the web application, I have used the Salesforce CRM-based application, which itself is a very comprehensive, that includes a lot of, which is built over on top of Aura, Java, and Oracle. So I'll be using the login window of the web application, followed by the home page, that is a landing page that will include a lot of validations of all the main options that you can see across on this particular page. Next slide. Followed by creating a campaign. And the usual logout. So it's an end-to-end business flow that you can see over here. The next slide, Sai. So I would like to highlight the scenarios in the key metrics section. So these are the scenarios that we have used in the automation that I'm going to show you a demo. And I have compared the time frame that is designed when I have used iHarmony compared to the Selenium automation suite. So when it comes to framework designing, iHarmony has inbuilt comprehensive modules that can be customized based on the need. So the framework designing is exactly not needed in the AI-built iHarmony platform, whereas in Selenium it takes certain amount of time, if you can see the comparison over here. Then I have detailed down all the scenarios, that is login of the web application, entering with the encrypted password, coming to the home page, validating the campaign, leads, accounts, opportunities, contracts, quotes, and the new campaign, followed by the logout, that's the business flow. And then I have included the logs generation and a snapshot detail of each and every steps, as well as the test case level. So if you compare with the overall time taken with the iHarmony is 1 hour 20 minutes compared to 74 hours that's taken over a normal Selenium automation development. So this is for the web application that I'll be showing the demo today. Now, when it comes to the desktop application, I have included a short glimpse of a desktop application in which I have used the Microsoft-based Outlook software. Next slide, Sai. So I'm using a very simple scenario in which I'm going and logging into a mail. I'm feeding in the data, the message body. I'm entering the recipient and subject and hitting off the sent item, verifying it. So this is a very common, a very small use case that I have picked it up. So the key metrics for this is, next slide, Sai. The key metrics for this particular Outlook is, of course, the framework designing. As I mentioned, we really need not worry about the framework in the iHarmony platform. We need to launch the Outlook. We need to click on a new email window, add the message body, send item verification, followed by logs generation and reporting with snapshot. So this the 6th and 7th scenarios that I mentioned over here is covered along with the development, automation development, and the overall time frame taken in the iHarmony suite is 43 minutes compared to the traditional automation that goes to around 30 plus hours. So I'm sure you must be excited to look at the demo now.
Sure. Anu, so we have about 8-9 minutes. Let's get started.
Sure.
You can share the screen of your video.
Yes. My screen is visible?
Not yet.
I wish the demo was also done by iHarmony so that it can be faster.
I wish that too. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it is.
It is visible. Okay. So if you see over here, this is what my iHarmony platform looks like, which leverages the automation execution. So this is how I go ahead and create a project. That's how my web application is.
1 second. I request audience to use the full screen so that you will get the full view. You need to explicitly press the full screen if you're not done. Yeah. Go ahead, Anu.
Yeah. So these are the 4 scenarios that I had mentioned in the scenarios description: the login page, the landing page, the campaign creation, and the logout page. So how do I set it up? I have my agents defined. If I want to execute on which of the browsers, I can migrate the particular automation suite to a different environment and execute it as per my desired environment. So let me show you how do I exactly design my test cases. So this is known as the page object model, or we call it as our autopilot mode in iHarmony, in which my application, my platform is going to target the application and understand the entire elements on that particular entire operation that is done on the target page. So here I have the option to select the element type and the type of locators that I want to select in the process of automation. So I identify the locators, I hit the URL, I enter the website that I want to let my AI platform to target it. I come to the Salesforce homepage, and in matters of minutes or precisely seconds, the tool starts mapping all the elements that it finds on the page and starts showing me with what type is it, what are the locator values, and it starts populating this particular table wherein I can go and select and proceed with my automation using this autopilot mode of iPlatform, iHarmony. So if you see in matters of minutes, it was able to identify more than 50 plus elements, including which type it is. So I can indeed customize that and slow down the process of this autopilot mode. So I use that login page URL. I have scanned it. Now I am going to use it. I can also customize the automation suite by selecting the type of action that I want to perform. So if you see, these are all the actions classified based on different platforms. I can change the type of locator that is there on the page. I can select it to my desired value, or I can go with the traditional POM object model, or by default, which the iHarmony platform identifies and directs me. Then I select the particular page on which I have scanned the application. And I can see that it populates all the elements that was captured on this particular page. I can select the element on which I want to perform my application and build on the automation suite. So I select the particular button and which action type do I need to perform? What type of action do I need to perform? Do I need to perform a validation? What type of element that particular is, and what type of action is what is desired over there? I select the particular options, and then I have the option to select the execution report, wherein I have the option to select the screenshots at each and every level and create the logs while on the fly while my execution is happening for that particular test case. So this is a small way in which we automate the web applications, and I continue to run the particular flow. So if you see in matters of minutes, it is going to launch the particular website, proceed with the automation. So the login username, the password, and every step has got its verification. Also, the execution details out a very detailed level of timestamp. What is the elapsed time for each and every execution? And you can see it is going to tab against all the pages present on the home page, validate it, and proceed with the validation. Once the validation is done, it proceeds to the next option and continues from there. This page has got a lot of dynamic elements because the page keeps on changing. So I will even show you how do we counter that, how does the self-healing works. So it has proceeded with all the menu options, the 7 options that I mentioned on the key matrix area, and it has proceeded with the verification points for all the menu items. It comes to the campaign, it creates a new campaign and logs off. So once this iteration is run, once the cycle is run, and next time, definitely we would like to know what are the elements that changed on a particular page. So how does the automation suite heal on its own? How do we reduce the maintenance effort of an automation engineer? Is what is that I'm going to show you next. So it has filled in the new test, a new campaign, and then it logs out. Now for the particular home page, if I want to check what all elements has been identified, so I can go update the element and select my locators that I want to identify on that particular page, which type of element it is, what type of locators do I want to identify. So the application, the platform is going to track the target website, target web page, and show me all the elements that got developed. So if you see over here, it details out what are the locators that got changed, what new elements got added, and if any locator got changed, it shows me a detailed insight of what exactly got changed over there. So this makes the self-healing pretty much easy, and with zero maintenance, we can continue with the same automation suite. So once the execution is complete, obviously we had done a setting for the reports. So it auto-generates the reports. Once the execution is complete and the run is over, we can go to the test case option and ask it to generate the report, open the summary page, and generate the report. So if you see over here, it shows a test case level, actions level, and it further details it down to a test step level. So I click on the generate, I open up the report, and it shows me a very clear picture of what all passed, what all failed, with a detailed insight of what all test steps happened. Each step has got the the screenshots. So it helps me to detail it down very further and fix the bugs as soon as possible. So this was about the web application. Now coming to the desktop application, as I mentioned about the Outlook, Microsoft Outlook application. Similar is the way wherein I can go and create a project. So as compared to the web automation, here we have the desktop agent, which captures all the active desktop elements, Windows elements that is there on the page, and you can select the environment. So this accelerates the process of automation, because in a setup itself, you're able to trigger the automation to different environment. These are the smart AI features, which is shared repository, the application models, the actions library, and the live spy and the explorer. So under actions library, as we have seen in the web, we can identify the type of action over the platform and continue execution from there. For the Windows-based application, I'll use a spy in which I open the spy and it directs me to what are the available windows being open on the system. I identify my Outlook. I come over here. I click on the new element. So what it does is it captures the particular action on the desktop. It shows me what is the action, what are all the locators value for that particular action, and I can test that particular action and add it to my test suite if I feel that the automation step is correct. I can test the selected option and I can add the test step. So it's a very highly AI-enabled feature wherein you can capture with all the available locators on that particular desktop element and continue with the process of automation. So it helps to build you very smart, where furthermore, even if you want to change, you want to customize the test case on your own, you have the option to go in the operation settings, change the properties, add any verification or any custom code that you want to add on top of it, or continue with the AI-driven test cases that is being developed. So you can select the type of operation that is to be performed on the desktop application and continue the execution from there. Similarly, we have the option to capture the screenshots, enable the logs so that you can have the customized logs that will help you to create test cases further. And you go ahead and proceed with the hit the run for the entire flow. You also have the option to run a particular test step, or you can run a particular test case, or run the entire flow that is being created. So that is very similar to the debug option that we use in traditional automation. Breakpoints, applying breakpoints at a particular point. So you fill in the subject, you enter the body and hit on the send and verify if the item was really sent or not. So it's a purely validation verification based fast enabled iHarmony. That was all from my end.
Okay, so thanks, Anu. So we have a couple of questions from Brijesh and also Gaurav. So Brijesh is asking, how do you handle locator errors? Anu, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Sai. I was reading the questions. So
okay, great then. Okay, great.
I read a question. Does it has a command line for execution? Can it be integrated with Jenkins-like tool? Yes, it can be integrated with Jenkins-like tool, and we are able to execute it from the command line as well. So what about legacy apps without UI, how the test handle there, especially with regard to migration projects? Yes, with respect to legacy apps, there is a different process of automation, unlike what I have showed basically on the UI, because that's what I could use for the demo. But it can handle the legacy apps as well. And if you talk about the migration project, yes, we can migrate the project to this particular platform and build on top of it, as well as utilize the existing suite as well. So you don't need to have to depend on a separate IDE for it. How do you guys test the iHarmony tool? That's what my team is doing currently. We are 24/7 working on it. We are testing it. We are building it. And that's how it's live today.
And to answer the first question of Brajesh, that we are currently taking care of UI and API layers of the application, but we're not going deep down of unit level testing. But to ensure that how we are trying to cover the code cover, give you the code coverage metrics, we are integrating this platform with code coverage tools, so that we can also give you a detailed end-to-end code coverage metrics. So that is work in progress.
I also see one question is, how do you handle locator errors? So it is not with respect to one particular locator that you identify an element. The platform is built to capture all the properties of the element. So if one property goes wrong, the other takes over it based on the priority, and we are able to handle that. So that's been extensively tested, and it's working absolutely fine. We have tested across multiple platforms, and it's very much live now. Which specific feature has AI built in it? Yes, the self-healing feature, the POM, the autopilot mode of iHarmony that I said. That is core AI built feature of iHarmony. Someone mentions about, I'm not very clear about the self-healing. How does the script differentiate between issues in the app to the new update? I think Naganjana Rupa has asked this question. So self-healing is a process. In traditional automation, we face issues in maintaining the automation scripts whenever there is a change on the UI. So in AI, in iHarmony AI tool, what we have done is we are able to configure the system. We are able to configure and find out what all changes happened between build 1 and build 2, and help the automation engineer know about those changes so that he can identify whether it is a valid change or it is a bug. So that's how the self-healing feature works. Is there any option to do DB layer testing? Yes, we have done DB testing. We have integrated with SQL systems. We also support Oracle, and you can maintain your database in the platform itself. You don't need to maintain on a third party. You can maintain it itself, call on the scripts, and do a verification. Salesforce Lightning has something called shadow DOMs. Is it able to handle them? Yes, it is able to handle the shadow DOMs. It is able to build a parallel tree based on the main, that is different from the main tree function itself. I think I have answered most of them. Did I miss out anything?
I think that's good. I think anyway, we will. So, Sairam, you have any closing comments? How do you reach us out? Yeah,
I do. So we plan to continue to demonstrate iHarmony over the next few months in terms of series of webinars and podcasts that we would do on Innominds handle. But more importantly, we encourage all the quality engineering professionals to contribute their thoughts and suggestions to help us better this platform. The whole notion of building an AI-driven QE itself is to learn from each other, not just from the machines. So that's about it. And marketing at innominds.com. Please check us out on our website and our social updates. We are here to learn from each other, and we wish the rest of the event a great success. And let's have a great 2021, a safe and a clean one, and hopefully a virus-free one.
Yeah, we don't want Corona plus or Corona Pro.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, I see a few questions.
Go ahead, Anu. please.
I saw one question on mobile testing. So yes, we do test mobile applications. I had one on the demo, but due to time limitations, I couldn't show that to you today. It does a
Well,
very fast testing on the mobile, yeah.
Yeah.